Hello YouTube! Today on the Naughty Librarian, I am doing a historical romance book haul. Okay. I gotta tell you guys something. There's a library, like, in the Los Angeles area. It's like 20 miles from my house, so it's kind of a schlep to get there. However, they have a book sale twice a year, and it is an incredible book sale. Because when you go on Saturday, you can bring a bag, whatever bag you want. You can put as many books in the bag as you want, and when you leave, the whole bag is $1. I know, right? Like, I was stunned because basically I can fit a lot of books in a bag. I am very good at Tetris, so I'm gonna rob these people blind, and I do it twice a year, and I always feel like slightly bad, but not bad enough not to do it. Anyway, this year I got 30 books for $1. That's like 3 cents a book, a little over 3 cents a book. Oh my gosh, like, I can't. It's so cheap. They were so cheap. I felt bad enough that I just gave them an extra $1. So I got like 30 books for $2. It's a lot of books. So it's so many books. In fact, I don't even want to do them all in this video. So it's going to be a 2-part video series. And since there are like 15 books I'm doing in this one, let's just get right into it. First things first, I have The Wicked Duke by Madeline Hunter. This is a cover by. I mean, damn, look at that cover. Hello. I kind of like the wrought ironwork because it reminded me of New Orleans, and New Orleans is like my favorite place, so I had to get it. Usually I do these book reviews and I try to like guess what the book's about, but I think I'm just gonna read it. The blurb is here. I could just read it to you. Suspected of his brother's murder, Lancelot Hemingford. First of all, Lancelot Hemingford, excellent romance hero name. Also, he's the Duke of Aylesbury, was forced to give up his hell-raising habits in London for the anonymity of a quiet country living. So when the opportunity arises to clear his name in exchange for proposing to the niece of a neighbor, he sees no choice but to accept. You know, because that's like a good start of a wedding. Plus, seducing the reluctant maiden will be the most intriguing challenge. As Marianne Radley is dependent on her uncle, she must accept the Duke's marriage proposal at her family's request, despite her belief that he is irredeemably wicked. But along with marrying him, she intends to sniff out the Duke's unsavory secrets and expose them to the world, a plan that would be flawless were it not for one minor detail. Even she, with all her determination, is not immune to the charms of a rakish Duke. Rakish Duke. That word, those words are in the blurb, and I love a good rakish Duke with a heart of gold. Like, that is my historical romance kink. All about it. It's got a great cover. It's got a murder mystery a little bit. And, I mean, it is a questionable start to a relationship, but a lot of historicals are like that, so I'm still down. I also picked up Deadly Pleasure by Brenda Joyce. This is a Francesca Cahill novel. I don't know if this is like a series all about Francesca. Oh, I think it's like a series all about the same heroine. I haven't seen that really in historicals. Francesca Cahill comes from one of New York's best families. Her mother is a leading socialite, her father a millionaire. Their expectations for their daughter are simple: marry well and soon. Everyone just wants to marry off their kids. It's crazy. But the intrepid and self-styled crime solver extraordinaire has other plans. Okay, I see you. Francesca discovered that she has a penchant for sleuthing when she met Rick Bragg, New York City's powerful and enigmatic police commissioner. Together they solve what is known as the crime of the century. Oh. Now, their paths are destined to come together once again, but this time far more dangerously fateful. For Francesca is tempted to give in to the desire she and Rick have been resisting. And when Bragg's arch-rival Calder Hart arrives in town, a respectable man is suddenly found dead, and now murder is the name of the game. Okay, so another murder mystery. I like this as a series about Francesca Cahill, so it's not just like a one and done. I guess there was books before this one that I didn't know about. But, hey, I'm down for, like, a crime solver extraordinaire lady. She seems like she's gonna have some agency about her. I'm into it. I also picked up When the Marquess Falls by Lorraine Heath. This one's actually a novella. Look how little itty bitty it is. Oh my goodness, it's 117 pages. I can just knock this one out, no problem. So, this is about the Marquess of Marsden always follows the rules. Expected from birth to adhere to decades of tradition, he plans to marry a proper young woman from a good family. But when a beautiful and completely unsuitable woman snags his heart, he begins to realize that to get what you want, sometimes you have to break the rules. Okay. Girl from the wrong side of the tracks, I'm down. Lindy Connor dreams of the independence of running her own bakery. And while she may be allowed to be a Marquess's childhood companion, the baker's daughter never ends up with the handsome nobleman. Determined to achieve at least one of her dreams, Lindy makes plans to leave her sleepy village for London, intent on purging him from her heart. And yet, when an invitation to the Marsden annual ball arrives, she can't refuse her one chance to waltz in his arms. It will be a night that stirs the flames of forbidden desires and changes lives forever. Okay, so it's got a ball, it's got sexual tension, it's got like a kind of a down on her luck girl. So this is kind of a thing like I'm into. Like I'm usually into this sort of thing. I also grabbed Seduce Me by Christmas by Deborah Rowley. Mainly because the cover is like so smutty and so Christmassy at the same time. Like I was kind of astounded. The little blurb right here is great too. This season, it's better to give and to receive. Ooh, sexy stuff. Raoul Charlebois. His name has got a lot of vowels in it. Raoul Charlebois is nothing if not notorious. He's abandoned his wild life to search out answers to his dark past, but that doesn't stop his reputation as a rake, and following him wherever he goes. In this case, it follows him to the door of a gamekeeper's cottage where the beautiful, optimistic, and innocent Sarah Jefferson resides. In all his exploits, he's never met a woman like her, and that makes her all the more tempting. Kind of one of those tropes I'm like kind of not into. It's like a little sexist. It's like, oh, but you're not like other women. It's like, this saying all other women are bad. Like, let's clear your jets for a second. At first, Sarah will have no part in whatever the devastatingly handsome visitor wants at the estate, until she realizes that what he wants is her. Oh, that was an awkwardly worded sentence, hold on. For as the snow falls down around them, she finds that the intoxicating scent of evergreen boughs could prove incredibly seductive. Oh, she's getting turned on by trees? All right. And maybe there is some glimmer of good in Raoul hiding deep within. After all, Christmas has a way of bringing lost souls together. Okay, so this sounds like a rakish duke with a heart of gold. The girl seems kind of like a Mary Sue, which I'm like, about. But hey, Christmas pick. I'll read this for Christmas. Okay, one other thing before we go on this video. I'm also sick. I'm pretending not to be sick. But I'm sick enough that I don't want to deal with my hair being around my face no more, so it's going up. It's how I'm living my life. I'm sick. I'm gonna keep drinking. Because I'll still be sick, but I'll be so drunk that I don't mind. The next book I picked up was No Choice But Seduction by Joanna Lindsay. Again, this is one with a smutty insert. Let's see what it is. Oh, that's a smutty insert. Look at that. Look at that smutty insert. And there's no choice but seduction. What does that mean? Let's see. When Sir Anthony Mallory's young daughter is abducted from London's Hyde Park, her kidnapper's ransom note mistakenly falls into the hands of a Mallory relative, the sea captain Boyd Anderson. Searching for the girl with Anthony, Boyd fully intends to make the foolhardy villain pay. But he hardly expects to find the exquisite Katie Tyler, recently a passenger on his ship, at the center of the plot. Oh no! Innocent Katie, who fled her dull Connecticut town in search of romance and adventure, is about to experience more excitement than she ever dreamed of now that she has caught the attentions of Boyd Anderson. For a multitude of surprises await Katie, from the startling truth about her own family to the lengths a man will go to win the affections of a lady who has every reason to despise him, but who can't resist the seductive, impassioned love he offers. I'm thinking this is going to be an enemies to lovers romance from the blurb, and it's got like a good smutty bit. Mind you, I got this at a library book sale. I just want to look at this. Like, that is a crisp edge. Like, this is brand new. Brand new. Got it for 3 cents. Well, 6 cents, so they gave him an extra $1 just to be nice. But yeah, 6 cents. Brand new book. Crazy. I also picked up To Seduce a Bride by Nicole Jordan, mainly because that is a suggestive cover and I'm into it. Okay, so this is actually the third novel of a trilogy, and I'm not sure if it's the same couple the whole time, but probably not. I'll read this, let's see. Spirited beauty Lillian Loring believes that love is too risky a venture and that marriage is best avoided entirely, even if her unwanted suitor comes as deliciously packaged as Heath Griffin, the Marquess of Claiborne. I have read other books about the Marquess of Claiborne before. They're not the same person, though. Maybe it's just made up around books. Was that a real person? Let me know down in the comments below. I'm not sure how this aristocracy works in England. The charismatic rogue has never met a woman who can discourage his advances, and after a show of resolve, Lily, too, melts under Heath's sensuous kisses. Perhaps that is why she decides to hide out in the last place a gentleman would look for a lady, a house of scandalous repute. Is she going to a whorehouse? I'm thinking it's a whorehouse. In bold pursuit, Heath discovers his enchanting Spitfire cheerfully instructing the demimonde in the art of deportment. Now, the thrill of the chase is succeeded only by his powerful need to possess Lily as his bride. For Heath, victory in their game of passion means nothing less than winning Lily's exclusive heart. So, she hides out in a house of ill repute, and then tries to, teach him how to act right, I'm assuming. So I don't know if she's going to be cool or not. She might be snotty. But it seems like it could have some funny bits. It seems like a comedy of errors. And again, look at this. Brand new. It's a crisp edge. Brand new book. Library book sales are dope. You should all go. I picked up 4 different books by Sabrina Jeffries, mainly because I keep getting told she's similar to Tessa Dare, and I'm trying to find another historical author that is like Tessa Dare, because I love Tessa Dare, but I'm out of Tessa Dare books to read, and I want to get into another author. The first book is Wed Him Before You Bed Him. I don't know if you can see this, but it has a kind of a glittery, holographic tone. This is going to have a smutty insert. Let's see. Ooh, that's a smutty one too! Very similar to that other one I showed you earlier. They're kind of in a library, it looks like. And I'm like, ooh, library smut? I'm down. At 18, Charlotte Page made a life-altering mistake. She wronged a man in an impulsive act that she came to deeply regret, though it led to her present life as Mrs. Charlotte Harris, owner of Mrs. Harris's School for Young Ladies. Unbeknownst to her, that man is now her anonymous benefactor, the mysterious Cousin Michael. His masquerade began as preparation for a devastating revenge, but became a labor of love. Now Charlotte desperately needs his help. Can he save her from disaster as his real self without revealing the ugly secret behind his charade? Or will the mistakes of both their pasts tear them apart forever? I don't really like mistaken identity ones, because they are so easy to clear up and then no one does it, and it bothers me. So I don't know how I feel about this one. Got my eye on it. I also got In the Prince's Bed by Sabrina Jeffries, and I'm like, well, it's got bed in the title and there's a prince. I'm down. I'm so used to seeing dukes and marquesses that I'm like, okay, let's get a prince. Let's get a prince involved. Why not? Miss Catherine Merivale is desperate to make a respectable match. If only her childhood sweetheart would propose. Until he does, she can't touch the fortune that she's inherited. So, the last she needs is a notorious rogue, Alec Black, putting her proposed marriage at risk, with his distracting, smoldering gaze and moonlit kisses. Alec, the Earl of Iversley, and one of the 3 bastard sons of the Prince of Wales, is secretly searching for an heiress bride to pay his debts. Fiery Catherine seems to be the answer to his prayers, and her passionate response to his practiced seduction soon assures him that she is his. But Alec knows Catherine is looking for a love match, and he wonders what will happen when she discovers his deception. Dun dun dun. So he's not necessarily a prince. He's like an illegitimate prince's son, so he's kind of a prince. He's technically a prince because the prince was his father, but he's not legitimized, so he's kind of not anything in this society, right? That's how it works, right? You have to be legitimized to have any claim to things. Anyway, this also sounds like he's gonna be a piece of shit, and I'm kind of not into guys who are complete pieces of shit. If you're already in a lot of debt and you need to marry a woman to take all her money, I'm not feeling you. You can go back to where you came from. Next up, for Sabrina Jeffries, I have The Truth About Lord Stoneville. In the 2 decades since a tragic accident took the lives of his parents, Oliver Sharp, the Marquess of Stoneville, another Marquess of Stoneville, I've seen that, like, same moniker in other books. Is that, like, a thing? Okay. Sorry. Back to the book. Oliver Sharp, the Marquess of Stoneville, has survived the scandal surrounding that fateful night by living as an unrepentant rakehill. And with his grandmother vowing to disinherit him if he doesn't settle down and wed, he plans to fulfill the bargain in true Sharp style by bringing home a fake fiancée from a brothel. Of course, that's of course what you do. But his scheme is derailed when he rescues an American beauty in dire predicament instead. Maria Butterfield came to London to track down her groom-to-be, who's gone missing. But her engagement ring won't stop Oliver from getting what he wants, her, in his bed. Ooh. His rebellious masquerade may call his grandmother's bluff, but it's soon made all too real by a love that tempts him to be a hellion no more. So basically, this woman's vagina is magic, apparently. He's willing to change his whole life to get it. And, however, I am kind of into, like, characters like that, like, Ranks of the Heart of Gold. He's like, oh, I'm gonna bring home, like, a girl from a brothel. Ha 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 ha. So, I feel like I'm gonna like this one. I feel like it, but I'm not sure. The last one from Sabrina Jeffries is To Wed a Wild Lord. Oh, this is like, oh, okay. So these are in the same series with each other. They're the Hellions of Helston Hall series. Like everything Daredevil Gabe Sharp does, wooing Virginia Waverly is a high-stakes game. Ever since her brother Roger died racing Lord Gabriel, Virginia has learned to take her revenge on the reckless Lord by beating him at his own sport. But when she challenges Lord Gabriel to a race, the Hellion called the Angel of Death counters her with a marriage proposal. What? She's like, hey, do you want to go on a race? He's like, nope, will you marry me? And seems like an odd reaction to that question. Gabe knows Virginia is in dire financial straits, so why not marry her and solve both of their problems? She claims to be appalled by his proposal, but her response to his kisses says otherwise. And when the two of them begin to unravel the truth behind Roger's death, Gabe makes the greatest gamble of all, offering the courageous beauty something more precious than any inheritance. True love. Such a cheesy ending of this blurb. I think it's going to be like an enemies to lovers romance, and I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm intrigued. I want to see if this is handled well or not. The last 5 books I picked up at this sale for this part of the haul were all by Stephanie Lawrence. I just got like a whole grip of them because they're all next to each other. They're all like brand new books. It's insane, the library book sale here. They're all like new books, and I'm getting them for like nothing. First off, I have To Distraction by Stephanie Lawrence. This one's gonna have a smutty tab. Ooh, that's a smutty tab. But look at that one. That's like an old school smutty tab because it's still painted. Like that's a painted picture. It's so 90s, I love it. Deverell, Viscount Paynton. I don't know, there's some odd letters in that name. I'm assuming it's Paynton. Viscount Paynton is in desperate need of a wife. Unmoved by the matchmaking herd, he seeks help from his aunt, who directs him to a lady she vows is perfect for him. Dispatched to a country house party to look the lady over, he discovers her not swanning about among the guests, but with her nose buried in a book in the library. Okay, I like girls who read. Let's see how this goes. Phoebe Malison is tempted to distraction by Deverell, but marrying him isn't part of her plan. Moved by an incident in her past, Phoebe has secret cause to which she is committed. Unfortunately, telling Deverell to go away doesn't work, and he quickly learns of her secret. But someone powerful has her cause targeted for destruction, and her in their sights. Phoebe must accept Deverell's help, though the cost to both of them might be dear and deadly. Ooh, okay, so this is a woman in a hard place at the moment. She's going through some shit. And secret past, and he's gonna find out, and then, like, help her, and I'm like, okay, you could be a knight in shining armor. Like, I'm down for that. Another book I got that's in the same series as the previous book, which is, where is it, Bastion Club, is Captain Jack's Woman. This is one of those covers that, like, you don't know it's smutty until, like, you read it, because it doesn't look at all smutty, but, like, you know there's gonna be smut in this. Bored by society's rules and structures, Catherine Kit Cramer yearns for adventure. She finds it on Britain's rugged eastern coast, dressed as a boy at the head of a ragtag band of smugglers. Okay, I'm down already. But there is another who rules the night, the notorious Captain Jack, the ruthless leader of a rival gang who will allow no trespassers, and who stops Kit's breath with his handsome, etched features and powerful physique. Okay, so you got a sexy strapping pirate. I'm down. In no time, Captain Jack sees through Kit's brazen disguise and tempts her with kisses that compel the beautiful adventuress to surrender her cherished independence for nights of incomparable bliss. But her lover is much more than he seems, a man of secrets and dangerous mystery. And becoming Captain Jack's woman will carry Kit into a world of sensuous pleasures and unparalleled perils. And to new heights of excitement beyond anything she's ever dreamed. Okay, so I was in when she was being a pirate. She was like, oh, I'm going to disguise myself as a boy and work for the smugglers. I was in, and then when they said she's willing to give up her independence, I was like, I don't know. I don't know about you. That seems really problematic. Another one of the Bastion Club novels is A Gentleman's Honor. This is again Stephanie Lawrence. The season has yet to begin, and Bastion Club member Anthony Blake, Viscount Torrington. Okay, that's a new title. I haven't heard about Viscount Torrington before. Viscount Torrington is already a target for every matchmaking mama in London, but there is only one lady who sparks his interest. Desperate and penniless, but determined, Alicia will make a spectacular match for her ravishing younger sister. Masquerading as the widowed Mrs. Carrington, the perfect society chaperone, Alicia intends to boldly launch her sibling into the ton. But one moonlit night stroll may prove her undoing as it leads to an accusation of murder. Okay, I didn't see murder coming into the story. That's surprising. Every instinct Tony Blake possesses tells him that Alicia, the exquisite, distraught beauty he discovers standing over a dead body in his godmother's garden, is innocent of serious wrongdoing. His connections will allow him to take control of the investigation. His social prominence will certainly provide her public support. But it is more than honor alone that compels Tony to protect this remarkable, imperiled beauty, and he will do everything in his seductive power to make Alicia his. Okay, so I didn't think there was going to be murder in this. That's interesting. It's kind of a murder mystery. I want to see where this goes, maybe. I feel like this is a less problematic guy. Another Bastion Club novel. I have The Edge of Desire. This one's got a smutty tab. Let's see. Ooh, smutty tab. However, the smutty tab is on the front, so it wasn't that big of a reveal, but I'm okay with it. They proved their bravery fighting for His Majesty's Secret Service, and they were rewarded with brides of great beauty and breeding. But one member of the Bastion Club has remained a bachelor until now. Christian, I need your help. There is no one else I can turn to. L. When Christian Allardyce, 6th Marquess of Dorne, reads those words, his world turns upside down. Lady Letitia Randall is a woman like no other, and the day after he left her behind to fight for king and country was the most difficult of his life. He never forgot the feel of her lips against his, but never expects to see her again. Yet now she seeks his help, and Christian knows he will not resist her plea. Letitia believes that Christian abandoned her when she needed him most, and she hates to call in his aid. But to clear her brother's name, she has sworn to use every weapon at her command, even if it means seducing her ex-lover. That seems juicy. Yet, all the while, Christian is waging a war of his own, a campaign of pure pleasure and sweet revenge that will take them both beyond the edge of desire. Okay, enemies to lovers romance. I assume these Bastion Club guys, maybe they're all Secret Service-y? I don't know. I have no idea, but I don't know. I'm intrigued enough by this to see where it goes. Last up in this haul is The Masterful Mr. Montague. And this is a different series. This is the casebook of Barnaby Adair novel. So I guess it seems like it's going to be a mystery. Montague has devoted his life to managing the wealth of London's elite, but at a huge cost, a family of his own. Then the enticing Miss Violet Matcham seeks his help, and in the puzzle she presents him, he finds a new challenged professionally and personally. Violet, devoted lady companion to the aging Lady Halstead, turns to Montague to reassure her ladyship that her affairs are in order. But the famous Montague is not at all what she expected. This man is compelling, decisive, supportive, and strong. Everything Violet needs in a champion, a position to which Montague rapidly lays her claim. But then Lady Halstead is murdered, and Violet and Montague, aided by Barnaby Adair, Inspector Stokes, Penelope, and Griselda, race to expose a cunning and cold-blooded killer who stalks closer and closer. Will Montague and Violet learn the shocking truth too late to see the chance of true love? I'm assuming not, because I don't read like romances to be tested. I read it because it's going to have a happy ending. So I'm assuming it's going to be fine. But another murder. There's a lot of murder in these books I picked today. Dear Lord, that's a lot of books. I keep getting books, but I don't know when I'm going to read them. It's like a habit because they're so easy to get. These are so cheap. There was like stupid not to get them, but I'm like, oh gosh, what am I going to read them? There's so many books. Anyway, let me know in the comments down below. Please point me in the right direction. Which one of these are the best? Which one's the worst? Just let me know down below. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like. And if you want to see more videos, make sure you subscribe. And I will see you guys soon. Bye!